A country in mourning. Thursday's memorial ceremony began in the Supreme Leader's residence in Tehran. The Commander-in-Chief of Iran's armed forces, accompanied by the man who has replaced the assassinated General Qasem Soleimani as head of the Revolutionary Guard's Quds Force. Similar memorial services were held across the country to mark the U.S. killing of General Soleimani in Baghdad on Friday. And on Wednesday, this was Iran's promised response. This video was broadcast on state TV. It appears to show members of the Revolutionary Guard loading ballistic missiles before launching them into the night sky. Their target, a military base across the border in Iraq, housing U.S. soldiers. The man in charge of that operation is the head of Iran's Revolutionary Guard's aerospace unit, Brigadier General Ali Hajizadeh.
The missile attack conducted against the U.S. military base was a move that, God willing, will be continued. Iran was not after killing U.S. personnel. Our goal was to hit U.S. military equipment.
An immediate diplomatic solution to the crisis seems unlikely. Iran wants U.S. forces to permanently leave the Gulf region.
I think the revenge for General Soleimani for Iranians is something very strategic and for long term. And as the leader himself also mentioned, it is to make the Americans leave the region. And I think that many nations in the region also are supporting this political thesis.
The U.S. says its targeting of Qasem Soleimani in an airstrike was in response to an attack in Iraq, in which an American contractor was killed, and for which it blames Iran. But a recent unclassified memo appears to contradict Trump's claims that General Soleimani posed an immediate danger to the United States.
Iranian officials have united in their response to Soleimani's death. For now, a number of countries are trying to use all political channels to de-escalate tensions between the United States and Iran. But Soleimani's death is not likely to open a path of dialogue between the two longtime adversaries.
A day in Iran meant for mourning a military commander will now lead to the mourning of many more. The stampede came during the funeral procession of Major General Qasem Soleimani through his hometown. All that remained was a pile of shoes. Standing before hundreds of thousands, the commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guard promised vengeance.
I say to our enemies, we will take revenge. But if they take another step in response, we will set fire to the places they love. And they know where these places are.
Any future prisoner swaps.
The United States is bound to receive a definitive and certain response for its outrageous act at a time and in a place where it would feel the utmost pain.
The New York Times reported that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, wants retaliation to be a, quote, direct and proportional attack on American interests and openly carried out by Iranian forces. The Times reported that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, wants retaliation to be a, quote, direct and proportional attack on American interests and openly carried out by Iranian forces. That's a contrast to many previous attacks conducted by Iran's network of proxy groups. Iran's parliament today voted to designate the Pentagon and U.S. Army terrorist organizations. At the Pentagon, Secretary of Defense Mark Esper said the